not sure what I want to label or title this video yet, but I think what I need to emphasize for it, because I have a lot of different things I want to talk about, but I don't want this to be as random as it could be. So I'm going to primarily focus on one or two things. One of them, I guess, is like, it's not even a haul. I think if you have 2 or 3 things you buy, it's not really a haul. It's like a couple items. One, as you can probably notice, this is the same background as usual, but I have a cloth on top of it. I actually bought another cloth too. These were really, really, really cheap through Amazon. I feel like they were less than $12. The other one, I had it up first, but it looked funny because it has like a sun right in the middle of it, or a star, something, and it was coming out of my head like some kind of holy painting. So I went with this one. Yeah, oh yeah, it's like a sun in the middle of it. So that's in the middle, which is great until it's coming from behind your head, and then you're like, okay. Here's the thing, altar cloths are so expensive. This is not an altar cloth technically, but the thing is big enough, you could definitely cover a bed with it. Not a king size bed, but a full bed. I think it could do that. It's very thin. You can see through it. I mean, like light would come through it. I wouldn't hang it in a window without backing or something. But anyway, it's like 12 bucks on Amazon. And if I think about it, I'll link it below. There were tons to choose from. I love it. Love it. It's like the world's biggest altar cloth. You can lay on it. So if you want to make yourself an altar and put yourself outside or something, it'd be a cool idea. The other thing, also from Amazon, Gem Warrior. I finally got this. Woohoo! I think I'm gonna like this. I needed some. Well, I didn't need oracle cards, but it was recommended I have some for that intuition class I'm taking online, and the webinar thing through Samantha Faye. And here's the other thing. This I think is brand new on Amazon. I'm so excited over this. It's another coloring book. It's Llewellyn's Witches coloring book. I don't recall. It looks like on the back here it's $13, which is a lovely price for a witchy thing. It might have been cheaper through Amazon. I don't know. I have Prime, so everything's like free shipping and stuff. But the pictures in here are fan-freaking-tastic. It's got a couple, looks like 2, 4, 5 or 6 different artists who have done pictures, and they're on one side, not on the back, so that's cool. But one of my favorite artists is Kathleen Edwards. She makes such incredible stuff, and so I will show you an example. Her things always look a little bit like, I don't know what you call it, etching, like wood etching kind of stuff. There's one. I think the one on the front, that might be her. If not, then it's the other one I like. Kathleen Edwards, I'm 99% sure, is the one who usually illustrates the Llewellyn like wall calendar you can get each year. I've had the last few years. Here's the other one who is awesome. Jennifer, I can't read her last name right this second, but some of them are, like that one's really cool. I have to show you one towards the end. And they're all different styles. I gotta say, some of them I don't really like, but that's okay. To each their own. This is Kathleen Edwards. This reminded me of one of the characters from Maleficent. Her, like, creatures that live out there with her in the moors, I believe. Okay. Also, not it. This is that Jennifer chick again. Beautiful. And some of them, again, I'm going to find that really awesome one in a second. Some of it's cute, like this, but it's adorable. But, you know, I don't know. It's a little cartoony for me. The other stuff, like, look like spiritual art, you know. I think I could put them in my book. This one, isn't that cool? Ah, okay. Finally found it. Is that? Oh my gosh, isn't that fantastic? I view this as just a reminder of life is short. And, and when you are laying on the ground, you're laying on who knows what you're laying on top of, and who knows who has been there in during the history of the world. So it's freaking awesome. It has, one of these for all the holidays. And again, some of you will recognize these from, I think it's the Llewellyn Planner, and so on and so forth. So highly. This might be my favorite of all of the books like coloring type books I've gotten, other than the original Joanna Basford one, whatever it was called. So I think that's the end of the haul. So these little things, the book, and the oracle cards. Okay, so primarily the rest of this video, I want to focus on New World Witchery podcast. I'm so repetitive, but that's whatever. If it's good, I think you got to keep saying it, get it out there. New World Witchery is my most favorite of all the witchy podcasts that I've ever listened to. There are others that might be technically, I don't know, better in different ways, but they're my favorite. I think partly because they were my first one that I stumbled across when I was barely taking baby steps on this path. And I listened to every single thing they put out. I have listened to their older podcasts, and I've listened to all of them no less than 3 or 4 times, and then some of the old ones 10 times or more. Cannot even express how much I love them. And as I've mentioned before, I'm proud to be on their Patreon page. I'm one of their, like they call us, producers. Sounds so important. I give like $20 a month, and I've been doing that since they came out with the Patreon page. The reason I'm bringing this up is, first of all, I want you guys to go and listen to them and subscribe and give them some love and tell them AthenaBeth sent you. And another reason is they are doing a contest. They have done these in the past. They're doing a second edition of their audio spell book. I will link their original one below. It's older. It's from a few years back, or a couple years. I don't know how long. Again, I've listened to it so many times. I do wish I had the written form, because I think I'm going to need to, it's like pause and repeat while I write some of the stuff down. But I've also listened to it quite a few times, so a lot of it's in memory. They're doing a new contest. You can email them. I'll try to leave all their links and how to contact them below. But there's even a phone number. I think I'm going to do the phone number one because it just sounds easier. I will also, through Facebook or something, or email. I'll email them this video and let them see what's up. But yeah, it's a contest, and the deadline is April 30th at midnight. That you can contribute your favorite spell using mundane materials, things from your spice cabinet, things from your house, your yard, just everyday things, okay? So I'm thinking the one I want to contribute, it does have snakeskin in it. That's not really an everyday thing, but I think I've only done the spell with snakeskin, but that's the only thing in it that, everybody doesn't have in their house, and I think it could probably be done just as well without it. So if you contribute a spell, an audio of yourself sharing it, again, you can call the phone number, it's below, or email it. You can send an audio file. I don't know how you do that. That's why I'm going to just do the phone. And there's a prize. You can enter and win. It's a box of all kinds of awesome New World Witchery goodies. I've already gotten one box from them just because of being a Patreon. And t-shirts and conditioning oils and just some really cool little things in there. So, plus I just love them. I've had this, it's beyond fangirl. I'm like, I just want to be their friend, When I first started listening, they both lived in Tennessee, and I think they tried to be kind of secretive about that, but it at some point got out. They were in Tennessee. Cory has since moved. He's in Pennsylvania, which isn't terribly far from me. I bet you he's 6 hours, maybe less, away from me. And I think Lane is probably still in Tennessee. I don't know. She is very secretive, but respect. And yeah, so I'm babbling at this point. As always, I'll try to edit it and make it um, a little more coherent, shall I? Okay. Oh, should I include that in this? Yeah, I guess. There's one more thing. I feel like a jackass, and I have to apologize. I didn't mean to be a jackass. I actually try hard 99% of the time to not be a jackass. There's once in a while I'm like, fuck it, I don't care. But normally. And here's what made me feel jackassy. I was messing around on my YouTube channel, and I'm still somewhat new. I mean, I've been doing it since August, but there's still a lot of things I don't know. And apparently, there's a little tab that I didn't push. And had I clicked on that tab, I would have noticed some of the sweetest personal messages, like private messages to me from some people over the last, whatever, 7 or 8 months I've been on. And like I knew comments, there's a little bell up in the corner if you have a comment and it has like numbers on it and you click and read the comment and respond. That's how I've always done it. And yeah, it turns out there's a private message thing. Maybe all y'all are all duh about it, but I didn't know, and I don't even know how I would send a private message. I'm sure it's not that hard, but I haven't tried before. All I'm saying is I'm sorry to those lovely, lovely people who have written me personal messages over or private messages over the last 7 months. And no lie, I had my P.O. box for 6 months. I went a week ago and canceled it finally because I've never even shared the address. I've never even used it. And for $30 a month, that seems stupid. So I finally was like, you know what, screw it. If people want to send me something, usually I know the people enough and trust them enough that I give them my home address. But after I canceled the P.O. box, came home, screwing around on YouTube and found that tab, and I don't know, 4 or 5 different people are like, I'd love to send you something. What's your P.O. box? I'd love to send you something. I'm sorry. I don't know what to tell you. I screwed up, but I feel like an idiot. And, whatever. So I just wanted to apologize to those people. And I've been trying to write most of them back. I haven't finished yet, but I've been trying to be like, hey, I'm just now reading this. I know you wrote it like in November, but So anyway, oh, there's a funky light on me there. Whatever, the sun's about to set. Time change tomorrow. Ugh, hate springing forward, although I love it once you're used to it. I love it being light at 7 at night and 8 and 9 eventually. I love that. The transition sucks, and if you don't have kids, then you don't really understand. And you might think you do, but you really don't. I promise you. You do. No, you don't. Because if you have kids, it takes them weeks. It's not a day or two. I don't know why 1 freaking hour makes such a huge difference, but yeah, especially when they're little. And then school kids, they go batshit. I don't know why. It's just a thing. But they will act like hungover, piss off zombies for a week. At least. Thankfully, spring break is the week after next, so that'll give them another week to get all that crap out of their system. So, time change! Yay! Spring's almost here. And I'll be making my video, I guess, very soon. I might sit outside while I hear them birdies tweeting and talk about what does this time of year mean to me. Okay, this went on really, really long, so have a lovely week, as usual, and please, 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 please check out New World Witchery. And if you can send in, I would love it if you sent in some kind of spell. That would be cool. You should do it. Some of you guys have some. Okay, first of all, Noah, you need to call in because you do a lot of things with everyday materials around the house. So you need to be calling in. You just one of many, many, many. He's the first one who popped in my head, so sorry if I left anybody out. But I only named 1 person, so I left everybody out except him. Okay? All right. Peace. I love you. Talk to you later.